got a massive problem today. Huge problem. Not really, I was just trying to create suspense. They say that you're supposed to do that within the first 5 seconds of a YouTube video to keep people engaged. Do you feel engaged? I feel married. I am driving, first question. I am driving right now, so the trade-off is I'm not looking at you. That's my trade-off. I'm not looking at the camera, so I'm safely driving, so excuse my non-eye contact. I'm sorry I'm not looking at you in the face. My mom trained me better than that. My parents taught me to look people in the eye when I'm talking to them. We're here with my in-laws in Louisiana and for the holidays, so I'm pumped about that. But we are flying to Atlanta next week on the 26th, I don't know, 27th, for Atlanta Youth Convention with our great friends Ryan and Kenzie Johns and company. That's something we've been doing for a couple years. Really enjoy it. It's always a fun time. So what I want to talk about today, I want to kind of spend some time showing you how I learn material, specifically tough material. I've gotten a lot of questions, you know, how do you break down a song? How do you go through a song and figure it out? So I've got like a full set list that I don't know. Like, I don't know, 12 songs that I don't know. I know some of them maybe, but the majority of the songs I do not know. And the gig is next week. The conference is next week. Now some of you are like, oh, how could you do that? You know, you need to be prepared. I agree, I'm the same way, but if your goal is to constantly be working, constantly be playing, think about it like this. You know, it's a busy time, Christmas. Did a concert with my great friend John Mahoney and company. Was that last week? Yeah, last week. And then we had our church Christmas music program. So when you've got that much material, you know, John's stuff was 14 songs, our Christmas program, which I actually ended up not playing the Christmas program. I was doing production stuff, had Garrett step in and smashed it. But the idea is, you know, I've got 14 songs, so I'm probably really going to focus on that until that's over. You really have to kind of focus on what's right in front of you. So that's the way that works. So sometimes you're not able to just, you know, learn everything at once. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to sit down and just try to work on 40 songs when 14 of them are the priority. So, you know, that's just kind of the way it works. So what I'm going to do is show you how I will go through a set list quickly and really break down songs and learn them in a fast manner, get familiar with the format, and then be able to be creative if I want to within those songs. So we're gonna get something to eat real quick, and then we're gonna head up to my father-in-law's church, get on the kit there, and start banging out some of this material. All right, so I'm here at my in-laws' church, and I'm working through some of the sets. So one song that's really difficult as far as in comparison to the other ones is I Give You Glory. Jonathan Nelson, I thought I was going to get away from having to learn this song. I've never played it before, and you know, everyone's doing it. It's really popular right now in church stuff. So, but Ryan decided that we're going to do it, so I got to learn it now. So thanks for that, Ryan. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just listen through the song. I think sometimes a mistake people make is they sit down and just like play through the song. Well, all you're going to do there is learn the tempo. You're not going to learn the song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through, and you probably can't even see this, but I'm just going to take notes. So I'm basically taking simple notes all down here on this side. You can't see that, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to listen through. So like this song, you know, it's this churchy, you know, churchy tune. So what I'm going to do is just going to write down how the hits are, right? So, all right, slow down. Write down the hits. So. Right, so I'm just going to do that. I Give You Glory hit. So I'm going to write that. We do that 5 times. Then I'm going to say loop drops in. Right, so I'm just going to write out the format. Loop drops in. I Give You Glory hits times 3. So Glad the Enemy times 5. I Give You Glory hits times 1. Interlude. So I'm just going to write down what's actually happening. Right, so I can follow along as it happens. I can play through some general stuff. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and figure out where any tough spots are. Like if there's a difficult fill or something I really want to pick out. Something I can't just figure out pretty simply. So in this song, it's shout stuff. There's not a whole lot of really difficult stuff. There's so much going on that for this song, it's not as vitally important to like play it note for note, in my opinion. You know, where stuff's a little more formatted, it's a little more important. For this, since it's shout stuff and the fills are a little more not random, but not as in sync or like perfectly this exact fill goes here. It's just a little more free form, so I'm not as worried about it. There's one really cool spot. So one of the biggest tools I will say you need to invest in is Ableton Live. You need Ableton Live. If you're a drummer, period, you need Ableton Live. Okay, so it can do so many things. I've got a video about it, check that out. I'll link it up here how you can use it in churches. But specifically for songs, you can slow stuff down and listen to it. So there's this one spot in the song that does this really cool push, right? So probably can't even hear this very well, but right? So I like that. The little thing right there. So right there. Right, it's just really dope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, I'm going to slow it down, okay, to like 20 BPM slower, and I'm going to count out where that spot is. So right, so I'm playing like 16th notes, so I'm going to try to catch where that one push is. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. So I slowed it down, Ableton, I can slow it down, figure it out. Okay, so then I know where that push is. Okay, so when it's on like a stack or something tight, you know, you can do it on hats, but I have a stack, so I'll make that work. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to try to figure out how I want to place that to get that same vibe. Right? So I'm going to hop over the kit and figure that out. Alright, so now that I've figured out that pattern, I'm going to try to put it on the kit. So at Atlanta Youth Convention, they have 2 times, 1 up, 1 down. So I'm going to try to just basically break it up over the floor tom kick and then like a stack. So let me try to work that out. Yeah. So there's other ways to do that. Whatever, but that's kind of what feels good. So again, what I've done is I've started with working out the format, and then I'm going to go through and try to pick out any difficult parts. If there's a tough spot I want to learn, break down. Then if I need to, I'll slow it down in Ableton. I'll count it out, find exactly what note the pushes are, accents, hits, or whatever I'm really trying to highlight, and then kind of work backward from there. Work backward. So for this one, you know, really the only big thing was like that, you know, hitting that stack. Where other times, if there's a lot of snare hits in a fill, I want to try to catch the snare, because usually the snare is what's going to ground a fill. Alright, so now I want to talk about another song that is really popular right now that everyone's playing that I've never actually sat down and listened to the whole thing. It's Greater Things by Faith Worship Arts, I think is the title of the group. So this is a little more traditional approach to a song, so it's going to be a little better to see how I kind of break this down. So again, I'm going to drop the song in Ableton. Now for this, the first thing that's most important is I'm going to line it up. I'm going to figure out the BPM and line it up on the click. Because if you were to listen to this song without the click, the intro is like a huge drum fill, but it may be kind of hard to figure out exactly where it starts or the timing of it without any context. So listen to this. Okay, so super dope. Oh, excuse me. Someone got mad at me for saying dope on my other video. Super cool. But again, you may not understand or be able to hear, this actually starts on 4. So let me put in the click and you can hear how this actually drops in on 4. Try one more time. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so maybe kind of hard to figure that out if you're trying to work your way backwards, but if you have it dropped in on the click and you know where the 1 is, then it's like, oh cool, that fill starts on 4. So again, what I'm gonna do, just make my life easier, I'm gonna warp it, go to complex warp, and I'm gonna drop this down. This is 135, I'm gonna drop it down to 115. Now, a lot easier to hear where the snare hits are and to break that down. So that's how I break down fill or an intro of a song. So again, for this song, I'm going to go through, write out the format, then I'm going to pick through different parts. So for this one, since I give you Glory's more of like a shout tune, it's a little easier just to play through. This one is a little more detailed. I'm going to really get every groove, every kick pattern, everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to the song once. I'm going to kind of highlight the difficult areas, but then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to play intro and like by itself, just loop the intro and just play it. That's it. Once I've nailed that perfectly, I'm gonna add the first verse. So I'm just gonna take the song bite by bite. I'm not gonna try to play through the whole song because I can't digest the whole thing, you know, that quickly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm literally gonna play through intro, 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 a little bit slower than normal, then bring it up to normal speed. Intro, verse 1, intro, verse 1, chorus, all the way through the whole song. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. It may sound like, man, that's really tedious, but I want to learn every hit, every lick, every note, every kick pattern. And it's only when I can do that can I really start to create on the song, because a lot of people, they're like, well, I'm just going to do my own thing. You're not doing your own thing, you're just not learning the song. And you're just playing what you always play for every other song. So it doesn't sound great, it doesn't sound like the original because you don't know the original. So I want to know the original front to back, backwards and forwards, every lick, how it goes exactly. That way if I decide to add something, I know that it's going to be in line with the theme of the song. Alright, so we're working on this Faith Worship Hearts tune for like 20 minutes, and like one other thing too is once you really dial in like one fill or figure out a couple of things, a lot of the song, rest of the song makes sense because chances are they're going to just redo a lot of the same concepts. So for instance, the very first fill starts on 4, it starts with a 5 on the hands, 2 on the kick, so... And then goes from there. So here we go. I'm gonna play the fill, play the intro for you. So here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so after you understand that, the rest of the song, a lot of the fills, like for instance, this guy, he grounds all of his like snare on the downbeat. So a lot of the stuff you can figure it out, you know. Hope that helped. Just kind of show that's what I do if I'm going to break down a song or break down a piece of a song or learn new material, learn tough songs quickly. that's what I'm gonna do. Ableton is a huge tool that you can use to help you in that endeavor. So I'll be back, be on the lookout for more videos. We're gonna go to AYC next week, so I'll probably vlog some of that, and then a lot of the content from there I'll probably be dropping. So thanks for watching, hope this helps. Again, give this video a like if you liked it. Man, share this with somebody if you feel like there's someone that you would say, hey man, they could really benefit from understanding this process, or man, they don't use Ableton, the drummer in my church is not using Ableton, or my friend is using Ableton. Share this with them so they can kind of see what I do. And then also subscribe, man. I'd love for you to follow along, get notified when new content drops. Also, I've got links to all this kind of stuff in the description below. I've got links to this camera, this little tripod I'm using, this little light I'm using, which is awesome, it's 35 bucks. This tripod, tons of tools, drum mics, all kinds of stuff. It's all in the description below. So check that out, and we'll see you guys in the next one.